Okay, it has been 100% confirmed that Ken Urker has not broke up with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And the reason we know this because a couple creators actually got verification directly from both of them that the rumor and the breaking news was not true. Now, I already spoke about this before in one of my videos, but I myself reached out to verify, and of course I didn't expect her to answer back or to reply. However, we had 3 different sources we were trying to corroborate. One of them was at the baby shower. One of them ran into them the night before in Lafayette, Louisiana. And the other said that they can 100% confirm that they are still a couple. They are still together. They are happy and they are awaiting the birth of their daughter. So I've seen a lot of rumor and a lot of speculation. I've had hundreds of comments. And I started going through them and I realized a lot of people are saying a lot of different things about sources and speculating about who the source is. So I thought you and I should break this down about sources, because if you don't contact that person directly and verify and corroborate, how do you know that your source is telling you the truth? It's just hearsay, and hearsay is not legal or admissible in any court in the United States of America. So let's think about this. Sources, okay? Any creator that does Gypsy Rose Blanchard content talking about her life. Largely, a lot of the things are published in TMZ or Google or People Magazine or put out in her own social medias herself. So when it comes to knowing breaking news, somebody either has a real source that is actually close to her, and there's not very many people that are close to her. There is her stepmom, her father, her sister. She also has another half-sister and a brother as well, but there's Ken. And then there's the cameraman, the producers of Lifetime. There's not very many people that are in her sphere and in her vicinity, in close proximity to her, that would know very detailed, intimate, private information like that Ken broke up with her. Now, a lot of people think that this is very suspicious because this breaking news came out right at the exact day and time of her baby shower. And it's speculated by people that this was intentional because they wanted Gypsy's phone to be going off with all of this text messages, content, all of it, ruining her baby shower as she's sitting there seeing that everybody's talking about her baby daddy leaving her. That would ruin anybody's night. So that's one option. The source could be real. It could really be in close proximity and really be giving content creators real information. There's a second option as far as sources, and it can be a real source close to Gypsy, but the creators don't know that Gypsy is actually working with the source. And they decide together what information they're going to be feeding to the content creator. There's a third option that this person has a real source, but this person's not actually close to Gypsy at all, and they are just lying to the creator. They are overinflating their self-importance and their proximity to Gypsy. There's a fourth option, and that is one that I don't really look at, because considering that a lot of content creators who cover her are very good and decent people that are trustworthy and actually care about justice, and they actually care about true crime, and they care about the incarceration and judicial systems. They have given her the benefit of a doubt. I don't like to think about this, but there's a fourth one, and that is that content creators make up the fact that they have a source at all, and that they hate Gypsy so very much that they want Gypsy to think that they have a source that is that close to her, to create insecurity in her, in the fact that she's going to question her close family and her baby daddy on if it could be them that's secretly releasing this information. Somebody could completely make up the fact that there's a source at all, and there's not. And they're creating the fake information themselves and putting it out there at very strategic times just to fuck just Gypsy's life up and to hurt her. But that's very unlikely. That is so far from the realm of what probably is really going on here. There's another fifth option, and that is there's a real source, but it's the cameraman or the producers, people that work with Lifetime, because they are there to actually film and witness what is going on. So therefore they have that intimate knowledge because they're filming it and they see it, and they really are giving the information to creators. But Gypsy is not aware that Lifetime is using social media creators to keep her name out there, negative and positive, so they can sell their show. Well, Lifetime has their own channels. They have their own website. They have their own network. They don't really need creators, especially creators with under 1 million, to promote things when they can do that themselves, especially on their own website. They can do it with their own marketing and advertising. They can do it with their own channels on TikTok or YouTube, etc., etc. So when it comes to sources, there's also another option, and that is the 6th option, and that is how you flush a mole, how you catch a rat, how you catch a snitch, and how you weed out a snake or root out a snake. And that is by Gypsy and the source strategically working together to give content creators certain little tidbits of information, but they're giving them, only them, a very specific misinformation to see what they do with it, to see if they try to verify it or corroborate it, and they just go and publish it and put it out there. Because publishing today, it's not like investigative journalism. You have to corroborate your sources. You have to verify, and that can take an immense amount of work and time to do before you publish, either in print or digitally. But today, publishing is as simple as a creator going and saying whatever they want and pushing that post button. So that's always an option too, that they are intentionally giving somebody bad intel so they expose themselves. So the snitch exposes themselves, so they root themselves out as somebody that's not credible and not trustworthy. I find it really hard to believe. I would believe, first and foremost, some of Gypsy's internet friends and minions and goons who like to bully and cyber harass and commit crimes in real life and fuck with people in real life, that they would be more likely to do something like that before people who are anti-crime or Gypsy content creators would do something so heinous just because they don't like her and they want to fuck up her baby shower. And they don't like her so much, and they have to have this fake credible reason to make this fake shit up to ruin her baby shower, that they completely fabricated a source altogether and don't actually have one. Or they don't actually have a source and they're telling other people that they do, and it's Mia, and they do, and it's Ken, and they do, and it's Christy, and it's really not, because they want people to think that they're really talking to them, and to create doubt, insecurity, and suspicion between Gypsy and her family members. So those are the only 6 conclusive things that I could think of as far as who a source could be. One of them being that it's Lifetime workers themselves that's giving that information to somebody. But I've had 3 people come out and say, no, they are absolutely together. They are together. They are not broken up. It was misinformation. It was a lie. It's not true. So I would find it really hard to believe that a lot of content creators who have been around for the last 11 months covering Gypsy, that any of them would hate her so much that they completely fabricated a source and they put this out at the exact time and day of her baby shower just because they wanted to say, ha ha, fuck you, Gypsy. I have the reach and the power and the control to fuck you in your life up if I want to. I have a hard time believing that anybody would be that malicious and that evil and that conniving, that vindictive, and that motherfucking trifling to do some dirty shit like that. But those are the people that always think they're playing some kind of game, you know. Truth always wins. At the end of the day, truth will always prevail. And what is done in darkness shall always come to light.